So he said that's how the vibe and the love felt. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but it seems to me like every Clipper fan loved Paul George when he's here. Obviously, he had his moments where, people didn't like him, people didn't like his play style, people didn't like the fact that he would turn the ball over so much that he was inefficient. I get that. But overall, fans loved Paul George. Hell, I loved Paul George for a long time. I thought at some point he was the face of the franchise for the Clippers. I truly believe that. After that 2021 run and early 2022 season, it was almost clear that Paul George was the face of the Clippers. He carried them when Kawhi went out. He was the guy when Kawhi was out that next year. So that's how fans embraced him. And there's a tweet. I keep saying tweet. I don't know what to call it. A post? This one, and I know it, I don't know. This is an account, okay? But it's true. This is how Clipper fans feel right now. I'm trying to give you guys how Clipper fans actually feel. So I'm going to run through this because this is partially true. He had a terrible playoff run in 2020. He did not look like the guy that they traded everyone for in 2019. He did not. And it was the bubble, so a lot of people throw it out because it was the bubble. It was a different scenario. I personally don't, because there are players that performed very well in that bubble. Played terrible. What did the Clippers do? They gave him a max extension. After that playoff run, after he did not do anything, they got blown out in Game 7. They blew a 3-1 lead, and Paul George got a max extension that offseason within a span of 2 months, because if we remember, that fall, it was a short offseason going into the 2021 year. The Clippers gave him a max extension after that type of performance. So there's some love. There's some love from the fans. There's some love from the organization. There's number one. 2021. Kawhi wasn't there from games 5 on in the second round, and he led the team to the Western Conference Finals. You can say what you want about what Terrence Mann did in Game 6 against the Utah Jazz. Paul George was an integral part in getting that team to the 6th game against Phoenix in the Western Conference Finals, a place where the Clippers have never been in their history. As the tweet says, showed him the utmost love. This was our guy. Man, Paul George is a Clipper through and through. Okay? 2022, right? This is going into that year. Oh, he's going to be our guy. Kawhi's out the entire year. It's going to be your team, Paul George. We gave you that max money because this is the time that you prove it. The first time that he's supposed to prove it. And he was doing great up until he hurt his elbow. And he had a torn UCL, missed a lot of the season. I think he came back in March of that year, played barely any games. They showed him love. I showed him love. I was at a lot of those games. I had the fan appreciation pass or whatever it was, so I went to a lot of games that year. The fans showed him love. I went to the first game that he came back when he had that torn UCL, and he came back from that elbow injury against the Utah Jazz, and we came back and beat the Utah Jazz in a regular season game. I remember it like it was yesterday. The crowd was going crazy for PG. They were anxious to get him back. They were excited to get Paul George back. This is our guy. He just led us to the conference finals. Of course we want him back. So again, showed him love. 2023 was having an up and down year. He was dealing with knee soreness. He brought in his buddy John Wall. They traded away his other buddy Reggie Jackson. They brought in another buddy of his in Russell Westbrook. Before I get to what happened, that's another point. The front office for the Clippers brought in all of his friends, all of PG's buddies. I want Reggie Jackson. Okay, come on. And listen, I'm not bashing these guys because Reggie Jackson is a Clipper legend. He will never not be a Clipper legend. But I'm just saying, the vibe and the love, okay. Come on, Reggie Jackson. Come to our team because Paul George says that you're a really good player and that he wants you on the team. Okay. Sign Reggie Jackson. 2023. Okay. Hey, John Wall, he's one of my best buddies. We go way back. Okay. You know what, Paul George? We'll take your word for it. Come on. John Wall, you are a Clipper. And as a matter of fact, John Wall, you're going to take Isaiah Hartenstein's spot too, because we're not going to give money to Isaiah Hartenstein. We're going to give it to your buddy, Paul George, John Wall. So they signed John Wall over Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein goes to the Knicks. The rest is history. John Wall is out of the league now. So they brought in your second buddy. Okay, we traded away Reggie Jackson. We traded away John Wall. This is 2023, by the way. You know what? We still need a point guard, says Paul George, says Kawhi Leonard. I want Russell Westbrook. Bring me Russ. Because he was just let go from the Lakers and the Utah Jazz. He's on the market. We need a point guard, right? That's what we've been wanting this whole time. Please, front office, please sign Russell Westbrook, please. The front office finally caves in. Fine, we'll sign Russ for you. And this is no knock on Russ. Russ is one of my all-time favorite Clippers. He always will be. But I'm just pointing to the fact that the front office gave Paul George everything he needed. Everything. And this is 2023. The team's looking good. They finally get a win streak going after they go on a losing streak after they get Russell Westbrook. And then Paul George gets injured. And everything comes undone. Kawhi Leonard gets hurt in the first round. Russell Westbrook, Paul George's buddy, goes off in the first round without him. Okay, so in 2024, you know what? We're going to get you one more point guard. We're going to get you a point guard that can actually score and is one of the best passers of all time in James Harden. We're going to get you that. Not just you, but Kawhi Leonard as well. So we say, okay, fine, great. That's excellent. Now the team's even better. We have Russ and James Harden to set me up, to put me in the best spots. Perfect. And we go throughout the year. Things look terrible at first, but then this is the best team the Clippers have ever had in that 26-5 stretch. With James Harden, with Russell Westbrook. And then in the first round, Kawhi goes down. And as you can see by this timeline, I'm not going to put those words out there that he gave up on us. He didn't give up on the Clippers. But he had a horrible first round series. He had 19 points per game on 41% shooting. But yeah, sure, you didn't feel the love. The vibe didn't feel right. You're on the B team, right? So why did you play like a B star? Why did you play like a B superstar? You're the one that mentioned that you wanted to be the second option, the 1B to Kawhi Leonard's 1A. You said that. So it's not this B team thing. It's really not, because I think all Clipper fans are in agreement that the Clippers are the B team in Los Angeles. It's a fact, right? There's a shadow there because the Lakers are there. They're one of the biggest brands in sports history. But the Clippers operate like an A team. They operated like an A team when Paul George was brought over. They always gave Paul George what he wanted. They always got him the players that he wanted. They accommodated him. They gave him the runway to be that 1A, and he didn't take advantage of it. That is why Clipper fans are upset.